difficulty with the app, or I don't know, the live. So I'm trying to go online again and see if it works. If you can hear me, let me know. Once everyone joins, just let me know if you can hear me. Can you join and check if and see if it works? So it's working from my phone? If you can hear me, let me know. 1 second. Yeah. Once everyone joins, just let me know if you can hear me. Can you join and check it? So it's working from my phone? Okay. So it seems to be working. We're gonna start in about 2 minutes. We're just finishing setup for the other phones. Jay is becoming very restless because this is the third or the fourth time that we're trying to go live, and for some reason it was not having any sound, but this seems to work. What? I didn't eat anything. You didn't eat anything? I know, but we're gonna finish really quick and then we're gonna eat, okay? Can you do the Instagram? So I'm just setting up the Instagram, and then I will set up. What is this? Mama, and then I'm gonna need you to check the Instagram also. I want to show you something. Yes, Jay? Mama, what is this? This is the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. It's their logo. What is this? BBT. Bhaktivedanta. This is so it does look like that actually, Jay. So did anyone ever notice that the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust looks like the 3 lines tilak that Shivji puts on his head? I never noticed that, but Jay just did. Or almost does look like a shivling. I don't know. Jay said it looks like Shivji. Comment down below, what do you think it looks like to you? I mean, other than BBT, what do you think? It is okay. Okay, I'm starting from here also. I don't want to read it. I know you feel tired and it's almost time for bedtime. But remember, we read every day a little bit. So we'll just read a little bit. Is good. Okay, just tell me if I put the phone down, can you still hear me? Can you still hear me when the phone is down? Or no? Can you still hear me? Okay. Okay, so we successfully have had everything set up. So I think we said our prayers 3 separate times. We'll just do one last time. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya. So my name is Kishori, and this is Jay. We don't see Om Namo Bhagavate was. We only see So today we're doing a class where we will be studying Srimad Bhagavatam, which is one of our scriptures from ancient India. It's nice to meet you too, Zigzag T2S. So we're doing a small little short class where we will be reading some of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a very ancient scripture from India. And we will also be explaining and kind of like understanding. This is the first book in the series of 12 cantos, which are 12 very large books. And this book specifically is basically setting the scene. So if you've heard of the Mahabharata, which is a great epic, this is kind of more detailed version of what took place and what happened. So today I'm going to start with a small mind map to help us remember more of what happens in the first canto. So first thing to learn about the first canto is it has 19 chapters. So simply, if you want to take a piece of paper, or if you want to get up a little notepad, or just like a doodle app on your phone, or if you have a tablet, I'll give you guys 1 minute to get something to write with. Jay, do you want to say something by the time?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to see how we're going to make this also? Okay, so first I'm going to make a circle.
How do I make a circle?
I'm going to show you right now. So I'm going to make one big circle in the middle. So I'll show you guys as well. So we made one big circle. And in between the circle, we're going to write a 1/19. So that represents Canto 1 with 19 chapters. And I know it's a bit inverted, but it's Canto 1 with 19 underneath it. And then we're going to make 4 more circles all around it, almost like a flower. So 1 more circle, 2, 3, and 4. Just like that. So in the first circle, we're going to have a N/V. Like this. So this represents Narada and Vyas. So the first 6 chapters represent Narada and Vyas. And then the next set, we're going to draw a K, an H, and a D. And I'll show you how I have that. So I have the K and the H and the D above. So this represents Krishna in Hastinapur and Dwarka. And just to give you an idea of how these mind maps work, I did this about over 10 years ago now. I want to say close to 15 years ago when I was 13. And I still remember all of them just by refreshing my memory once. I'm not saying that I remember without even looking at it, but just by refreshing my memory once, I remember all the sections of this. So it is a really great tool when you're trying to remember things or keep things to it's a great tool for retention. And then in the third circle, we're going to draw a P and then another P with an arrow. So that represents Parikshit born, Pandavas renounced. And then the last section is Parikshit. So this is in a very short summary, like in a 3-second summary, what the first canto represents. So we have Canto 1, 19 chapters. Then we have Narada and Vyas, Krishna in Hastinapur and Dwarka, Parikshit born, Pandavas renounced, and Parikshit right up here. So now that is one thing. Every time we join, I'm going to add more little things that we can add on I don't want to give you too much right now to start with, but this is just the basics. Jay is always right, is one comment. Jay, are you always right?
I'm always right.
Okay. So now we're going to begin with reading Canto 2. And we actually already got to Canto 2, verse 10, but we're going to start over. So, Canto 2, Text 1. Sutta Goswami, the son of Romaharshana, being fully satisfied by the perfect questions of the Brahmanas, thanked them and thus attempted to reply. So just to recap, for those of you who read, and also if you do not have time to read, there are amazing translations like in audio on YouTube. If anybody wants a link for that, I will send it to you. It has like they're the best like there's various versions. You can find them in Hindi, you can find them in English. If you need any links, let me know. I will send those to you. But just to recap, the first chapter was questions by the sages, which had basically they were asking Sutta Goswami to come forward and be the one to guide them. In a way, they're telling him to be the one to explain what happened, what he heard, and what they should do at this time where they've assembled. So this is now Sutta Goswami responding to all the questions that were asked. Being fully satisfied by the perfect questions of the Brahmanas, thanked them and thus attempted to reply. Srila Sutta Goswami said, Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto that great sage, Sukadev Goswami. So just so you guys can understand, Sutta Goswami and Sukadev Goswami are two different people. When I was a kid and we were reading Srimad Bhagavatam, I used to get confused all the time. So if you want to know more about the differences between the two, let me know and I'll try to explain as much as I can. But they're two different people. So Sutta Goswami is the one who is assembled in Naimisharanya with all the sages who are assembled for the 1,000-year sacrifice at the beginning of Kali Yuga. And Sukadev Goswami is the person who Parikshit Maharaj approached when he only had 7 days left to live. And he approached him and asked him that, please tell me, I only have 7 days left to live. So what should I do now? What can I do? Because I only have 7 days left. So there's two different characters here that are very crucial to the full Srimad Bhagavatam, and they will keep popping up as we read through. When he went away to take up the renounced order of life, sannyas, leaving home without undergoing reformation by the sacred thread, or the ceremonies observed by the higher castes, his father, Vyasadeva. So key point here, Vyasadeva is the person who wrote all the Vedas, and he is the person who wrote the Srimad Bhagavatam. And his son is Sukadev Goswami. So Sukadev Goswami, as soon as he was born, he started running and left from home. He did not want to be there. He did not want to have any attachment with his parents. He did not want to see his family. He just started running. Fearing separation from him, cried out. So this is Vyasadeva crying out, "O my son, indeed only the trees which were absorbed in the same feelings of separation echoed in response to the bereaved father. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto him, Sukha, not sutta, sukha. I'm just clarifying because I know it can get confusing. The spiritual master of all sages, the son of Vyasadeva, who out of his great compassion for those gross materialists who struggle to cross over the darkest regions of the material existence, spoke this most confidential supplement to the cream of Vedic knowledge, after having personally assimilated it by experience. Before reciting this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayan, unto Nar Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. O sages, I have been justly questioned by you. Your questions are worthy because they relate to Lord Krishna, and so are the relevance of the world's welfare. Only questions of this sort are capable of completely satisfying the self. The supreme occupation, dharma, for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendental Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. By rendering devotional service unto the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. So just to recap, Jay, what is chapter 2?
Chapter 2. What chapter 2?
Divinity
Divine.
and divine service.
Divine service.
Divinity
Divine.
and divine service.
And divine service.
Divinity
Divine.
and divine service.
And divine service.
Okay, now, do you understand what we're reading?
Yeah.
What are we reading?
Bhagavatam.
Yes, we're reading the Bhagavatam.
Bhagavatam.
And if you have any questions, you can ask me, okay?
I have some questions.
What are your questions?
My questions is I want your money to buy some ice cream.
The same question as yesterday?
Hmm.
Any other questions? No, I want to ask you, do you have any questions about what I'm reading?
Yes.
What are the questions?
The question is that I want some ice cream.
Okay, we know you want some ice cream.
The
The occupational activities a man performs according to his own position are only so much, unless labor if they do not provoke attraction for the message of the personality of God. All occupational engagements are currently meant for ultimate liberation. They should never be performed for material gain. Furthermore, according to the sages, one who is engaged in the ultimate occupational service should never use material gain to cultivate sense gratification. Life's desires should never be directed towards sense gratification. One should desire only a healthy life or self-preservation, since the human being is meant for inquiry about the absolute truth. Nothing else should be the goal of one's work. So if anyone has any questions, you can comment, and we can get money for ice cream. Yeah, mommy, we can do that. So if anyone has any questions, comment. If you want me to elaborate on any verses, also comment. And if you want me to read any of the purports by Srila Prabhupada, I can also do that as well. Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagavan. The seriously inquisitive student or sage, well equipped with the knowledge of detachment, realizes that absolute truth by rendering devotional service in the terms of what he has heard from the Vedanta Sruti. So, in conclusion, we're still going to continue reading, but I just wanted to give you guys... I'm telling everyone who's watching. So, anyone who is watching now from the beginning, right now, some of these topics may not be as interesting as we will get to, but I do encourage you to keep listening because all of these topics are very important to get to that point where you get to listen to those beautiful leelas. So it takes time, and it's kind of like a test in a way where if you keep on going and if you're persistent, you'll enjoy the fruits of all your labor in a way. So I definitely recommend. I know it might not be as interesting right now, but as we keep going on, it will become a lot more interesting and you will be eager to hear more. O best among the twice born, it is therefore concluded that the highest perfection one can achieve by discharging the duties prescribed for one's own occupation according to the caste division and orders of life is to please the personality of Godhead. So if you don't know what twice born means that a Brahmin is considered to be twice born because when they take initiation, they become new again. They give up all their old bad habits, their old karma, and they become basically with a new slate. They're completely clear and on a new slate now. So that's why they're considered to be twice born. So anyone who is a Brahmin and has taken initiation is therefore called twice born. Therefore, with one pointed attention, one should constantly hear about, glorify, remember, and worship the personality of Godhead, who is the protector of the devotees. With sword in hand, intelligent men cut through the binding knots of reactionary work, karma, by remembering the personality of Godhead. Therefore, who will not pay attention to his message? This is a very nice verse. So basically it's saying that if you're intelligent or an intelligent man will cut through the binding knots of reactionary work, means karma kanda or karma work. Anything like basically what they're saying is like, okay, I do this so I will get this. But rather than doing that, you will just be like, whatever I do and whatever I get is meant to be. So no point in, aiming or, I'm not saying that don't aim for something in life, but in a way it's just keep faith in Krishna or keep faith in who you believe in. And when you keep faith, automatically you will get everything good and you won't have to be part of the cycle of karma anymore. O twice born sages, by serving those devotees who are completely freed from all vice, great service is done. By such service, one gains affinity for hearing the message of Vasudeva. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, super soul, in everyone's heart. You remember where Krishna is, Jay?
Yeah.
Can you show me?
In Dwarka.
No, that was where he's going to be in this first book. But remember yesterday I was telling you, where is Krishna?
With him.
He is in your heart.
So he's in my heart?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So Krishna, who is in your heart as Paramatma and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotees who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Comment down below if you feel like that has worked for you so far. I mean, we are so far away from this to actually have Krishna clear out our hearts to no longer have any urges or desires. That is a very, very difficult stage to achieve, I feel like. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering the service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to hear is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised and transcendental with transcendental songs, is established as an Someone comment, haven't got to that point yet. Yeah, I know, it's very difficult. Is established as an irrevocable fact. What happened?
They are flying.
Yeah, everyone's smiling. As soon as irrevocable loving service is established in the heart, the effects of nature's modes of passion and ignorance, such as lust, desire, and hankering, disappear from the heart. Then the devotee is established in goodness, and he becomes completely happy. Do you want to be completely happy, Jay?
No.
No? Jay doesn't want to be completely happy. That's sad. What do you want to be then?
I want to be happy.
Okay, you want to be completely happy?
Yes.
So you know how you can be completely happy?
Yes.
If you always remember Krishna and you remember that he's in your heart and that he's your best friend. Can you do that?
How?
You just have to remember. Whenever you're playing, you have to remember Krishna. Whenever you're eating, you have to remember Krishna. Whatever you do, you just remember Krishna and he's in your heart. And you can talk to him in your heart. Are you going to talk to him?
Yeah.
And then sometimes he might answer you.
Wait, he will answer.
He will answer you in your mind.
Oh.
So when you're thinking, you will hear his voice sometimes. If you ask him a question, you might hear the voice inside. So let me see, how many verses do we have left for second chapter? We're on verse 20, and we have 34 verses in total, which are in chapter 2. So that's not too bad. 14 more verses to go. Thus established in the mode of unalloyed goodness, the man whose mind has been believed by contact with devotional service to the Lord gains positive scientific knowledge of the personality of Godhead in stage of liberation from all material association. Thus the knot in the heart is pierced, and all misgivings are cut to pieces. The chain of fruitive actions is terminated when one sees the self as master. Certainly, therefore, since time immemorial, all transcendentalists have been rendering devotional service to Lord Krishna and the personality of Godhead with great delight, because such devotional service is enlivening to the self. So if anyone was confused by this verse in particular, because it says, certainly, therefore, since time immemorial, all transcendentalists have been rendering devotional service to Lord Krishna, and then there's a comma, the personality of Godhead, with great delight, because such devotional service is enlivening the self, it almost seems like the verse is saying two separate things. But if I look at the word for word, it says, all transcendentalists from the time and material unto the Lord. Okay, so if you read the word for word and if you read the translation, over here it says basically Sri Krishna and then Bhagavati, which is, you can say Radharani, or you can say Shakti or Devi. But that's basically what this verse means, is Krishna and Radharani or Shakti together. Any devotional service to both of them. Because for a second I was like, it says Lord Krishna and then it says the personality of Godhead. Why is it saying two people separately? But the translation is a little misleading right here. The transcendental personality of Godhead is indirectly associated with the three modes of material nature. So if anyone knows the three modes of material nature, comment what those three modes are. Jay, do you know what the three modes of material nature is? You want to learn?
No.
No, you're tired now? Okay, I'll still tell you. You don't have to say it, okay? So the first mode of is ignorance, passion, and goodness.
Got it.
So goodness, passion, and ignorance are the three modes of material nature.
Oh.
So the three modes of material nature, and just for the material world's creation, maintenance, and destruction, he accepts the three qualitative forms of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. All these three, all human beings can derive unlimited benefit from Vishnu, the form of quality of goodness. Firewood is a transformation of earth, but smoke is better than the raw wood, and fire is still better. For by fire we can derive the benefits of superior knowledge through Vedic sacrifices. Similarly, passion, rajas, is better than ignorance, tamas, but goodness, sattva, is the best, because by goodness one can realize the absolute truth. Previously, all the great sages rendered service unto the personality of Godhead due to his existence above the three modes of material nature. They worshipped him to become free from the material conditions, and thus derive the ultimate benefit. Whoever follows such great authorities is also eligible for liberation from the material world. Those who are serious but liberation are certainly non-envious, and they respect all. Yet they reject the horrible and ghastly forms of the demigods, and worship only the all blissful form of Lord Vishnu and his plenary portions. Those who are in the modes of passion and ignorance worship the forefathers, other living beings, and the demigods who are in charge of cosmic activities, for they are urged by a desire to be material benefited with woman, wealth, power, and progeny. So if you like, we can go on Zoom as well. It is just easier and more accessible for us to do these classes. We're doing one class every day around the same time, which is around 11 a.m. in India and 11 p.m. in the US Central Time. So if you have any more questions, you can DM me, because these messages usually disappear after the live video ends. So if you want to talk to me more about this, we can definitely discuss if that's something you would like. In the revealed scriptures, the ultimate object of knowledge is Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. The purpose of performing sacrifice is to... Okay, yes, I'll be waiting for your message. Thank you so much. The purpose of performing sacrifice is to please Him. Yoga is for realizing Him. All fruitive activities are ultimately rewarded by Him only. He is supreme knowledge, and all severe austerities are performed to know Him. Religion dharma is rendering loving service unto Him. So Jay is feeling really tired and really sleepy. So I'm just going to have him lay down, because usually that's what I would usually do, is I would have him lay down and he would, basically this is his bedtime story. So Jay, you can go lay down. And we are on text 30 if anyone is following. I do recommend, if you want to follow along, you can also download the Pocket Vedas app, where you can follow along on your phone. And if not, you can you can go online and purchase your Srimad Bhagavatam, or you can find it in your local ISKCON temple. So definitely it's nice to have the physical copy when you're reading, because there's nothing like reading from a physical copy than reading off of a phone. But I totally understand if you have to read off of a phone, that is wonderful as well. So right now we're on chapter 2, text 30, and we have 4 more verses left until we're finished with chapter 2. In the beginning of the material creation, that absolute personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, in his transcendental position, created the energies of cause and effect by his own internal energy. Anyone who is unable to read or does not have time to read, I can send you a link and you can listen to it on audio in Hindi or in English. So that is up to you. So far, what we have read is the description of Sutta Goswami describing Lord Vishnu and Lord Krishna and all the activities. And basically, he's starting to respond to the questions that were asked from the sages. So this chapter is called Divinity and Divine Service. So it's also talking all about how, if we render service to Krishna or to Shakti or to Radharani, however you want to take it, if you offer service, then you can break yourself free from the bondage of Maya, or from the three modes of material nature, from karma, from the cycle of karma. And at the end, once we're done, we have a few more verses left. I will again go over the mind map for the first canto so we can recap everything that we did in the beginning, so that you can also try to start learning those basics for the first canto. And then as we go along reading, you'll kind of understand why the first section is called Narada and Vyas, then the second section, and so on. After creating the material substance, the Lord Vasudeva explained himself and enters into it. And although he is within the material modes of nature and appears to be one of the created beings, he is always fully enlightened in his transcendental position. The Lord as Supersoul pervades all things, just as fire premates wood, and so he appears to be of many varieties, though he is the absolute one without a second. The Supersoul enters into... Yes, I will send you the link for the audio so you can listen to it in your own time. The Supersoul enters into the bodies of the created beings who are influenced by the modes of material nature and causes them to enjoy the effects of these modes by the subtle mind. Wow, this is so nice. See, Krishna comes into our bodies just so we can enjoy the different modes. How nice. So anytime you're feeling in goodness, passion, or ignorance, just know that the Supersoul enters our bodies and then he influences us even more to be in those modes. So anytime you're feeling a little bit passionate, now you know who's making you feel more passionate. Thus, the Lord of the universe maintains all planets inhabited by demigods, men, and lower animals. Assuming the roles of incarnations, he performs pastimes. Yes, that is what we're waiting for. We're only reading to get... No, I'm joking, but we are reading to get to the pastimes and understand everything as a whole, but that is going to be the best part. Trust me, keep joining every day and we will get to it. Assuming the roles of incarnations, he performs pastimes to reclaim those in the modes of pure goodness. So that is the end of chapter 2. Thus ends chapter 2. And we're just going to do a short recap of what we learned today. So the first thing that we learned is chapter 2 is called Divinity and Divine Service. And I'm just gonna... And Jay is laying down and repeating it as well. I'm telling you, by the end of this, he will be knowing more than I do because he has a great memory. And then I'm gonna just go over the mind map. So this is the mind map for... I know it's inverted for you guys because of the way the camera is and the way the screen looks, but I'm gonna go through and explain everything. So these are the 4 main topics that we're going to encounter during the first canto. The first canto has 19 chapters. That's a 1 and a 9. The first section is called Narada and Vyas. Second section is Krishna in Hastinapur and Dwarka. Section number 3 is called Parikshit born, Pandavas renounced. That is an arrow and a P and a P. And the last section is Parikshit. So every time you guys, we start these classes, we're going to go over this basic mind map. So every day when we refresh ourselves, we're going to go over this. And by the end of the first 19 chapters, I assure you, you will know this and a lot more. But this is just the very beginning, the tip of the iceberg. So as we go along, we will keep adding more things. I'm going to add one new element each day for us to remember and bring to retention. Thank you, everyone. Are the 19 chapters decided in those topics? Yes, all 19 chapters are in these 4 sections. I was going to, yes, they are divided in each section. I only added the sections today, and tomorrow I was going to tell you exactly which chapters are in each of these sections. So I'm adding one new thing every single day. So if you want to know which chapters are divided in Narada and Vyasa and which are in Krishna and Hastinapur and Dwarka, don't forget to join tomorrow. Around the same time, I will post a story about an hour before, so just to give you a heads up. But it will be around, I think 11 a.m. or 10:30, between 10:30 and 11 a.m. India time and 11 p.m. Central time in the U.S. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any more questions and if you want any links, don't forget to DM me directly and I will send you the link for the audiobook. I will send you the link for the mind map. So the mind map is also, I can give you this, which is a lot more extensive. This is the actual mind map that was made by Mother Yashoda that I'm going off of. So I can send you this link as well, and you can save this, you can print it, you can make a little folder and keep this printed. But tomorrow we're going to go into more about how many chapters are in each section, and then every day I will add on more information. My favorite story, when we get to it, I will let you know, from Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you everyone for watching.